Hello everyone, today we're going to learn about adding and subtracting decimals. The most common place you see this situation occurring is when you are learning about money or using money in addition or subtraction statements. Today I'm going to show you how to do that. The first most important rule when adding or subtracting decimals is that you have to line the decimals up no matter what size the decimals are. So I'm going to use these two numbers as an example, 3.75 or 4.1. So when I'm making my subtraction or addition statement, in this case I'm going to do addition, the most important thing I have to do is make sure that the decimals are directly in a straight line with each other. So 4.1. You might be asking, well, why are you leaving a big space right here? Well, it's because a decimal has to be added by the same positions. In some of the other videos, you've learned that this position is called the tenths, and this is the hundredths. In this case, there are no hundredths in this number for decimal 1. So I cannot put them directly below that, just like I wouldn't be able to add the tens and the ones in a different previous equation. So I have to treat them exactly where their positions normally would be. And this guy would just be lucky enough to get a 0 to fill that space because he doesn't have any hundredths. The reason we line the decimals up also is because the decimal in the answer is going to live in the exact same spot. So we put the decimals in a straight line straight down. Then we add just like normal. 5 plus 0 makes 5. 7 plus 1 is 8. Now you can see I have 8 tenths and 5 hundredths. The decimal's already added. 3 plus 4 makes 7. So that meant that 3.75 and 4.1 made 7.85. We'll try another example. It doesn't matter how many positions the decimal might have. It could have 100, which would be a very large number and would not fit on my whiteboard. But I would line the decimals up together. Let's try one like this. As you can see, the two numbers are different again. I have a tendency to put the one with the larger decimal on the top because I just prefer it that way, but it doesn't really matter. You could put it either way. Again, you can see I lined the decimals up, straight up and down. So that means I'm going to put my decimal down there in the answer in a straight line, straight down there. So I can add a 0 here if I want to, but if there's nothing, remember 6 plus no number usually means 0. So 6 plus 0 is 6. 2 plus 9 is 11. So now I have to use my borrowing or carrying rules. 2 plus 9 makes 11. I cannot put 11 into that spot because you're not allowed more than 9. So 1 from 11, the 10 from 11 goes here because it moves on to the next spot. This is essentially having a whole tenth. I've now filled it up and I've got 11 out of 10 in the fraction. Well, I can't have that because this is the 10th spot. So that means I had one whole 10 and one extra left over. So that one extra is moved over here now. So 1 plus 0 plus 3 makes 4. So my new number, 0.26 and 3.90 makes, add them together, 4.16. That is the sum of those two numbers. The same rule applies for subtraction. If you were to subtract any two decimals, let's try 3.65. decimal 65 there, and 1.81. I still have to line the decimals up in the same position. So I put my decimal down at the bottom, straight down in the middle, just like I had before. So I now start with subtraction. 5 take away 1 makes 4. 6 take away 8. Well, that's not something I can do. I don't have 8 to take away. So there is a rhyme that goes with it. It's called more on the floor. You're going to go next door and borrow some more. So here I am with 8 and 6. I need to borrow. So I'm going to take from this guy, make him turn into a 2 instead. And I'm going to take the 10 that I just borrowed. I know that it's a 10 because these are the 10th and I can add an extra one. and make him a 16 instead. 16 take away 8 is 8. 2 take away 1 is 1. So 3.65 take away 1.81 is 1.84. Your turn.